Happy Sunday. It is 8 o'clock and you are taking a live look this morning from CSU. Blue skies out there looking great, and it is going to feel great out there as well today. Good morning. I'm Lawrence Cafidi. Always so happy to spend a Sunday morning with you. Let's send things on over to Weather Impact meteorologist Carly Cassidy. Carly, you get to bring all the good news the rest of this week.
I think so too, and we're really not feeling too much like February, but I don't think we're going to have too many complaints about it. Really switching seasons here. Those who love the snow, the colder temperatures, you got that for the first half. Now those who love the warmer temperatures, the sunshine, here it is in store for this weekend. Beautiful blue skies to start things off, and already fairly mild. We got the upper 30s, low 40s. We're usually waking up into the teens, the 20s, but already well above that. And then here we go with all that sunshine warming things up by lunchtime into low to mid 50s. 61 for this afternoon, so even warmer than yesterday. And then coming back down into the 50s, the upper 40s by about 7, 8, 9 o'clock for tonight. So definitely get outside, soak up the sunshine wherever you are or wherever you're headed for the weekend plans for your Sunday. We got the upper 50s, 60s to the east, 30s, 40s in the high country, and upper 50s also along the western slope. We will see a little more of that wind for today. It's around 10, 20 miles per hour right now, so nothing too crazy. A little breezy, and then we will see some more of those gusty conditions here into the foothills, where we usually see some more of those stronger gusts anyways, but about 20, 30, even 40 miles per hour possible. And then this is what is also going to continue and even pick up as we go over the next couple of days. So looking at your headlines, we're melting away all of the snow. That's from those above average temperatures. And the wind is also going to help us be getting there. It's coming out of the southwest. It's a warm wind, but it will pick up. So we'll talk about those strong gusts all the way through Tuesday coming up in a few minutes.
Carly, thank you so much. Officials say a snowboarder was killed in an avalanche in Grand County this weekend. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center will be on site today. The sheriff's office says it happened just before 5 yesterday in the Fingers area on Berthoud Pass. It's known to be a steep, rocky area. You can get to it easily from the parking lot at the summit of Berthoud Pass. The snowboarder has not been identified yet. CAIC says they'll share updates in the coming days. And you have to see this. Check out just how quickly and easily an avalanche can happen. This video was shared with us by Marla Doty. She was out at Gravel Mountain, where you can see a ton of snow just sliding down the mountain there. A couple snowmobiles got swept up in the snow. Fortunately, we're not hearing any reports of injuries. But the recent snowstorm means it is just not a good time to be out in the backcountry right now. CAIC's forecast shows a moderate to considerable avalanche danger across the state this morning, with a special advisory lasting through about 4:30 this afternoon. A scary moment for passengers on an RTD bus in Aurora. They ended up in a pond after a crash with another car. It happened near East Colorado Avenue and South Dayton Street. Aurora police say that the bus collided with a car just before 5 p.m. yesterday. The impact pushed the bus into a small pond. You can see these videos from what happened there. Police say about 15 people were on the bus at the time. They were able to get out through the back of the bus. The bus driver was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. No one else was hurt. Police say it's not clear this morning what kind of crash it was or who was at fault. This morning, we're learning more about a police officer killed when a gunman opened fire in a Pennsylvania hospital yesterday. He had a Colorado connection. Officer Andrew Duarte previously worked in the Denver Police Department for 5 years. 5 other people were also shot and injured. The gunman was killed in a shootout with police. Authorities say a man with a gun got into the intensive care unit at UPMC Memorial Hospital in York, Pennsylvania, and took staff members hostage. Andrew Duarte with the Westboro Police Department was killed. A doctor, a nurse, and a custodian, along with 2 other officers, were also shot and injured. Our Colton Chavez talked with a former coworker and a friend who says Duarte was someone who made an impact right away. He was recognized for his intellect, admired for his dedication to the city of Denver, and was an inspiration to all of his fellow officers.
We met each other after he came here to this facility, which is the Denver Police Department Traffic Operations.
Officer Andrew Duarte will always be remembered as an officer for the Denver DUI Enforcement Unit.
His call sign was 853. And this car is 6053, just coincidence. But this is car that he drove during the 3 years he was assigned to the DUI DRE unit.
Lieutenant Alan Ma worked with Duarte for 3 years before Duarte moved back to Pennsylvania to be closer to family.
Not the first time that I've received a phone call like this.
But the loss of a friend.
It will never be easy to know that one of your close colleagues and a friend is not here with you anymore.
Investigators say Officer Duarte was shot and killed while responding to a gunman who was holding people hostage at a hospital in York, Pennsylvania.
It is a great loss to me, and I lost a friend.
Lieutenant Ma says it's a friend lost, but not forgotten.
He was one of the most successful impaired driving enforcement officers in the history of Denver Police Department, the DUI DRE Enforcement Unit.
Ma says Duarte was the type of officer that others wanted to be like.
Andrew still holds the record in Colorado's drug recognition expert training program with the academic achievement.
Who left a mark on everyone he worked with.
I'm simply honored to know that I have had the opportunity and the honor to work with such accomplished and a great lawman.
Sounds like nothing but good things to remember him by. In a statement, the Denver Police Department said Duarte also got recognition from Mothers Against Drunk Driving for his efforts in keeping Denver's roads safe from impaired drivers. It's now 8:06. Newly confirmed FBI Director Kash Patel is expected to take on another top law enforcement role, leading the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or ATF. That's according to a White House official and two other sources familiar with the plan. ATF is a law enforcement agency housed in the Department of Justice. It's responsible for enforcing federal laws regarding the illegal use, sale, and trafficking of firearms and explosives, as well as the illegal diversion of alcohol and tobacco products. Patel was sworn in as FBI director on Friday after he was narrowly confirmed by the Senate on Thursday in a 51-49 vote. Sources say Patel's appointment as head of ATF could be made official as soon as next week with a swearing-in ceremony. President Trump appeared at the annual gathering of the Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC. He spoke to the crowd, touting his administration's efforts to reshape the federal government. After Trump fired the nation's top military officer, C.Q. Brown Jr., the Pentagon is now gearing up next to let go of approximately 5,400 probationary civilian staffers, and that could be coming soon at the Defense Department. Yesterday's speech also included an announcement that agents with U.S. Customs and Border Protection will now work out of the former headquarters of the U.S. Agency for International Development.
And we've also effectively ended the left-wing scam known as USAID, the agency's name. Has been removed from its former building, and that space will now house agents from Customs and Border Patrol. Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Trump on social media is encouraging Elon Musk and his Doge team to get more aggressive. Musk, in turn, then announcing on X, all federal employees will shortly receive an email requesting to understand what they got done last week, adding, failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. The deadline for replying is set for Monday at 11:59 p.m. President Trump and Elon Musk slashing the size of the federal government is reaching Colorado. Dozens of IRS workers were laid off here in Denver, and park rangers were let go at Rocky Mountain National Park. Now we're hearing from a CDC researcher in Fort Collins who was recently let go. Up until last week, Joe Cardiello was a research biologist with the CDC in Fort Collins researching Lyme disease, part of a team of 6 researchers. A letter from the government says he was fired for performance reasons, but he says he was a probationary worker who was only working there for 6 months.
The leadership had hoped to be consulted with a lot of this because there is no plan for who takes over when, 2 of my ex-colleagues retire within the next 2 years. They need to be training someone for years to get the right experience.
For now, Joe's kitchen is his new office as he works to find a new job. He's worried about all of his work leading up to this point.
Projects will be dropped, treatments or detection methods will be lost. Decades of work can sometimes get lost in a freezer if you're not careful.
Joe was offered a buyout. He considered it, but this was his dream job, so he chose not to take it. So now he'll get a month's pay instead of about 8. In world news, the U.S. and Ukraine are continuing to work on a deal to offer security for Ukraine in exchange for the rights to some of that country's most valuable minerals. The U.S. looking for payback for the billions of dollars in aid it's given Ukraine since its war with Russia started 3 years ago. Ukraine is hoping to get continued American support as a part of a larger effort to end that war. On Friday, President Volodymyr Zelensky posted this video right here saying, quote, "This is an agreement that can strengthen our relations, and the key is to work out the details to ensure its effectiveness." These are possible signs of easing tensions after sharp exchanges between President Trump and Zelensky this week.